but with reverence. What is worship? Swamiji gives a beautiful insight into this concept. We often hear in Vedantic books the statement, work is worship. When does work become worship? First of all, it must contain that spirit of service. And that's not enough. Every service cannot become worship. But along with service, if there is reverence also, then every work becomes worship. When you go to a church, you serve in the church. Say, washing, sweeping, dusting you do. You are serving there. But that service is accompanied by a spirit of reverence. That's why it becomes a worship. Similarly, in human relations also, if you can combine service with reverence, then it becomes worship. Work is worship from this point of view. You are serving your little baby, wonderful. Serve it with love, but with reverence. There's a divine spark in that child. Then that very work becomes worship. This is the great philosophy of work Swami Vivekananda taught. And this was at the back of his mind when he said this, worship is the exact equivalent of the Sanskrit word. No other English word will do. Everything that you do to the other human being is worship. Stand before the other human being in reverence. Don't stand in a superior attitude, throw some coin towards somebody. Have reverence, reverence, reverence. Some of the great teachers and some of the great reformers of the modern period have referred to this concept and value of reverence for life. One was Albert Schweitzer, that great German missionary and scholar. Reverence for life should be the center of our attention. In Swamiji you find the explanation for it, reverence, because there is a spark of the divine in every human being. I may be poor, I may be down and out, I may be broken, but that divine is always there. And so stand in reverence before every human being, convert your work into service and service into worship by adding reverence to that service. He said this in that Madras lecture. At that time, this teaching of Kapila to his mother Devahuti was at the back of his mind. Here is that wonderful verse that comes a little later after the verses which I quoted earlier had been mentioned. Kapila says, Athamam sarveshu bhuteshu bhutatmanam kritalayam arhayed danamanabhyam maitriya abhinnena chakshusha. A profound verse. Every word in it has been implemented in Swamiji's message today. What does he say? Therefore, worship me. For what is religion? Worship of God. The word worship here is arhayet. Arhana is archana in Sanskrit, means worship. Beautiful word in Sanskrit. Arhana, archana. Arhayet, mam, worship me. Then I ask, why? Where shall I worship you? Then comes the answer, sarveshu bhuteshu, in all beings. Worship me in all beings. Why? Bhutatmanam, I am the self of all. Kritalayam, I have built myself a temple in every one of them. What Jesus said, are ye not tabernacles of God? In the Bible you will read it. Are ye not tabernacles of God? Same language here. Athamam sarveshu bhuteshu bhutatmanam kritalayam. I have already built a temple in all these for me. Therefore, arhayet, worship me there. How to worship God in man? Easy to worship God in the temple or in a church or in a mosque. Very easy, because God doesn't respond. We say in India, you take plenty of sweets and fruits to a temple and offer it to God. And you get the whole thing you get back. Nothing is taken there. But in God, in the case of man, it is quite different. He will eat it. Certainly he will take it away. So, that second line is most wonderful. Arhayet, worship me there. How? Dana manabhyam. Through dana, mana. Remove the felt wants of people around you. Hungry, find food or employment. Illiterate, give education. Full of sorrow, bring peace. Thus, removing the felt wants of people around you, of beings around you, worship me there. And while doing so, respect the person concerned. He may be poor, he may be backward, he may be sick, but respect. Why? I am there. Don't forget that focus. That point of reverence is there. So the second word is mana, respect. See the wonderful idea. If I see a poor man, I just throw a coin towards him. There's no respect in it. It is contempt. It is pity. Pity has no place in this wonderful human relationship. It's all right in an aristocratic society. We can pity the common people. But in a democracy, we don't pity. Everyone has a status. So similarly, every human being has a spark of the divine. So the Lord says here, arhayet danamanabhyam. Remove the felt wants of people around you. While doing so, respect them. They have a dignity. Today they are poor. Tomorrow they may cease to be poor. These are all passing things. And therefore respect me in them. Respect their integrity as a human being, as carrying the spark of the divine. These are the two words. Dana, mana. Dana actually means charity, donation, or giving. Do means to give. It's a wonderful word. Donation is a word coming from the same root in Sanskrit. Donate, dana. This Sanskrit is the base for these words there. So dana mana abhyamana is respect. Respect the person there. What a beautiful idea, respect for man. Even the little baby, we have to respect that little child. Today's education tells you, respect the child. Today's whole democratic philosophy tells you, respect the common man. In him is some profound value. Of course, in democracy, we know the value of the common individual. Where you find the voting time in elections, Vivekananda referred to this aspect of Vedanta in the political context when he spoke in America once. Your democracy is the essence of Vedanta, because every man has an integral value in democracy. Because you have $1 million in your pocket, you don't have two votes, only one vote. Everybody has only one vote in a democracy. Its philosophy is you have an integral value. The same Atman is present in everyone, whatever may be his social status, in his fullness. That's why in recent elections in India you will find an old woman can't even walk. People carry like this. She goes to vote. She has a status. As a social individual, she has no status. She is unprotective, very weak, but she has not lost her supreme status. That spark that is within, that is where her individuality lies. Nobody can take it away. May be very poor, maybe a beggar even. He has also a status there. So in all these ideas, this beautiful concept comes in. Reverence, reverence, reverence.